Hi, my name is Philippe Abdoulaye, and first I'd like to thank you for choosing this course on how to implement a virtual data center, the VDC, with AWS. The ongoing industry disruptions put on businesses challenges which force them to change the way they work and necessarily the way IT organizations deliver IT services. Some of these challenges include the fact that clients go competitors to competitors, and that raises the problem of client volatility. A second challenge is the necessity to sell at low prices. A third one is the accelerated innovation pace within industries. A last one would be client increasing appetite for digital services. This is what most businesses are facing every day. So, in this moving context, being excellent at installing, configuring, and deploying AWS is not enough to guarantee a stable job. In reality, businesses are looking for people who understand the business and who are able to take advantage of the potential of AWS to design, implement, and deploy IT solutions that bring competitive advantages. I designed the AWS collection for digital transformation to train this kind of IT expert. I want to make you the cloud transformation expert hiring managers are looking for. It's the goal of this course. To make the training fast, easy, and effective, I've organized the course in 5 modules. Module 1, which gives the business and strategic reasons why businesses should invest in AWS VDCs. Module 2, which highlights the differences and commonalities between on-premise and virtual data centers. In Module 3, we'll get into the issue. I'll discuss the key concept, principles, and architecture of virtual data centers. In Module 4, the heart of this course, I'm going to show you how to design, implement, and deploy the cloud operating model and the cloud platform that make up the VDC. And to finish, I'll show you how to leverage ITIL4 as a cloud operating model to operate an AWS VDC. You're not going to regret why you took this course, I promise. Most businesses which went bankrupt in the recent 5 years were all victims of the so-called digital disruption. What happened is these companies failed to adapt the way they work to the changes that happened in their industry, and the impact on the business took them to failure. Digital transformation is blurry for many in IT. IT needs clarification on many issues. Example, what is digital transformation, why and how it disrupts industries and businesses, and how businesses and IT organizations should go about it. In this module, I provide the answers. We're going to discuss how the GAFA, Google, Apple, Facebook, Amazon, and the tech startups out there are changing industries and competitive environment. We'll also talk about the key competitive advantages businesses need to succeed, as well as the fundamental reasons businesses should invest in AWS VDCs. At the end of it, you're going to get the big picture of the competitive challenges most businesses face around the globe. Most people have heard about how the GAFA are hitting the global economy, but very few are aware of the scale of what is actually happening. Let me give you an idea of what is going on. As illustrated in the picture, Google controls 90% of the online search market. By 2020, next year, Google will monopolize the global digital infrastructure. Same thing for Apple. The company controls 45% of the smartphone web traffic. By 2020, next year, Apple will be the exclusive owner of the global Internet of Things infrastructure. As to Facebook, the company controls 75% of the social media market. By 2020, the company will own the global digital telecommunication infrastructure. As for Amazon, it holds 6% of the online retail industry. By 2020, the company will control the global delivery infrastructure. Well, whatever these numbers' accuracy, what's important is the story they tell, which is the GAFA have created an oligopoly situation where a couple of technology companies are dominating the digital economy. What's the business model underpinning the GAFA domination? What mechanisms allow this business model to disrupt hundreds, maybe thousands of industries around the world? Believe it or not, IT executives struggle to answer this question, and as a result, they deliver AWS capabilities that are totally disconnected from the business concerns. Well, the GAFA's business model has a name. It's the two-sided platform. I'm going to rely on my publishing partnership with Amazon to illustrate how that two-sided platform works. Right. Simply put, the two-sided platform is a system that involves three players: the platform owner, Amazon in our case, the provider, myself as a writer publishing ebooks with Amazon Kindle, and the buyers, my readers, who buy my books. Now, the two-sided platform relies on a very important concept that explains how each player benefits from it. It's the network effect. The network effect is a mechanism whereby players, including providers, buyers, and platform owners, through varied transactions, increase the value of a digital services. Here is how it works. Buyers, on the left of the picture, attracted by affordable prices, buy the digital services and enjoy the value they bring. By word of mouth, they promote the service value and as a result, attract additional buyers. Example, my readers massively buy my books on Amazon and discover that for only $29, they can learn cloud computing, world-class strategies, and best practices. To finish, they report the value they enjoy on the book reviews, which as a result attracts additional readers. Now, in terms of benefit, buyers, let's say my readers, have a wide choice of innovation from the thousands and thousands of providers partnering with Amazon. Let's say thousands and thousands of writers publishing with Amazon Kindle. Providers on the right of the picture, attracted by the promise to get a free access to global market, massively partner with the platform owner. In our case, writers, attracted by the promise to get a free access to the global publishing market, massively subscribe to Amazon Kindle program. They provide the platform owner with innovative and affordable digital services buyers buy. In terms of benefit, providers through the Amazon Kindle platform have a free access to the global books market. As to the platform owner, let's say Amazon, by giving providers a free access to a platform, it massively attracts providers and their innovative products and services. By compelling them to sell at low prices, the platform owner gets competitive price-wise. By earning commissions of up to 70%, it makes substantial benefit. The key takeaway here is the two-sided platform puts on businesses three challenges that demand significant business and IT organization transformations. I want to say it straight. The reasons most cloud and even DevOps initiatives fail to deliver the expected business benefit is they ignore these transformational challenges. IT cannot ignore them. That would be suicidal for the company and for client. Now, let's focus on these transformational challenges. The first one is client go provider to providers. They're not loyal anymore. They got volatile. As a cloud transformation expert, you will have to find a way to address customers' volatility. The second transformational challenge is the GAFA and their providers impose a rapid innovation pace very few businesses can keep up with. As a cloud transformation expert, it'll be your responsibility to find a way to meet the industry innovation pace challenge. The third challenge is the GAFA and their partners use cost leadership strategy to sell at low prices. The underneath belief is the less cost, the more affordable services they can sell. In a sense, the GAFA, the partners, and also the tech startups out there compel businesses to sell at low prices. Again, it will be your responsibility as a cloud transformation architect to find a way to meet the cost challenges. To succeed, it's obvious that businesses will have to do more than just migrating applications to AWS. They'll need to develop at least 4 competitive advantages. Each will require changes in specific aspects of the business, including IT. The first competitive advantage to acquire is a capacity to continuously and rapidly innovate. This demands at least hiring innovative staff well versed in the recent technologies, cloud, DevOps, AI, IoT, big data, and also make flexible the interactions across the organization. The second competitive advantage to develop would be the capacity to sell at competitive prices. This demands at least cutting down expenses, including capital and operational costs. The logic is the less expenses, the more affordable digital services the company can sell. Operational agility is the third competitive advantage to develop. To become responsive to the market opportunities, businesses must make their staff, processes, practices, and operational interactions flexible. It'll accelerate problem solving and decision making across the organization. And the last competitive advantage to get is responsiveness to market. It's the company's ability to quickly react to any event happening in its industry and markets. As you've probably noticed, contrary to what the major IT vendors pretend, the transformation businesses must carry out transcend technology implementation issues. Some will require transformation of the company's value stream. Some other will require firing certain staff and hiring new ones, while others will be about simplifying or removing calcified processes. You might be thinking, oh wow, what all this has to do with cloud computing? This course is in fact about business strategy. Not really. What I've just told you about industry transformation impact on the business will help you understand how the AWS VDC and the underpinning cloud operating model and cloud platform mechanisms are useful to properly transform the business, including the IT organization. The picture illustrates the AWS VDC as I designed it. An AWS VDC is in reality an infrastructure as a service cloud designed and implemented to act as a data center. 2 components make it up. On the left is the cloud operating model. It builds on ITIL4 to organize IT operations from the people, process, practice, and tool perspectives. On the right is the AWS Cloud Platform, which builds on AWS services to offer virtual infrastructure like virtual computing, storage, and networking resources. You know, The AWS VDC is a powerful solution to transform IT organizations. It's a holistic approach that covers the human, process, practice, and tool factors of IT operations. This is a fact most IT executives and experts wrongly deny. In this rising digital business, the role of IT is increasing. IT is embracing other domains, including business process optimization, business value creation, and organizational efficiency. These new responsibilities of IT are reflected in the 5 principles that define cloud computing. The AWS VDC builds on these 5 principles, including virtualization, resource pooling, automation, elasticity, and the pay-as-you-go option. Well, concretely speaking, virtualization is a cloud mechanism that creates virtual versions of infrastructure resources as opposed to physical. Examples of such resources include virtual machine, virtual storage device, and a virtual network server. AWS VDCs use virtualization to cut down IT costs, since with virtual infrastructure resources, there's no need to invest money in physical IT infrastructure. As a matter of fact, it also uses it to accelerate the resource provisioning process, since with the virtual resources created by the cloud, there's no need to interact with the company's purchase function. So IT cost reduction, organizational agility, and responsiveness are the 3 competitive advantages virtualization brings in. Resource pooling is the mechanism whereby infrastructure resources are put together and pooled to serve multiple consumers using a multi-tenant model. Resource pooling seeks to prevent resource shortage. It gives the feeling that resources are infinite. It brings the following benefit. By preventing resource shortage, it allows the IT organization to get rid of the interaction with the company's purchase function. By simplifying the interaction with the purchase function, it makes flexible, agile, and responsive the interactions within the IT organization. So again, IT cost reduction, organizational agility, and responsiveness are the 3 competitive advantages resource pooling brings in. The AWS VDC builds on automation to accelerate IT operations. Automation contributes to the three competitive advantages. The first one is by accelerating IT operation processes, it contributes to accelerating the company's time to market. Therefore, it speeds up its responsiveness. The second competitive advantage is by taking charge of certain IT operation tasks, it cuts down the volume of IT operation staff, and as a result, cuts down the IT organization's operational costs. The third one, the last one, is by taking charge of certain IT operation tasks, it simplifies interactions within IT and between IT and the rest of the business. Automation makes the IT organization agile. So, IT cost reduction, organizational agility, and responsiveness are the 3 competitive advantages automation brings in. The AWS VDC uses elasticity to automatically scale up or scale down the level of infrastructure resource needed to keep it working optimally. Elasticity contributes to providing the company with the competitive advantages it needs to succeed. By helping the IT organization to get rid of unnecessary IT operation staff, it contributes to cutting down operational costs. By automating the resource provisioning process, it contributes to accelerating the company's responsiveness. And most importantly, by removing the resource provisioning process, it simplifies interaction within the IT organization and provides the company with the agility it needs to succeed. As a matter of fact, the AWS VDC uses elasticity to avoid any resource shortage that can prevent it from working optimally. So like the previous principles, IT cost reduction, organizational agility, and responsiveness are the three competitive advantages elasticity brings in. Finally, the AWS VDC builds on the pay-as-you-go option to strictly control IT expenses. So, cost control, therefore, contribution to helping the company sell at low prices is the competitive advantage brought in by the pay-as-you-go option. Now, the key takeaway at this step of the learning is, by the way, it takes advantage of the cloud principles to address the industry transformation challenges. The AWS VDC is clearly the IT service management platform of the digital era.